Well, good morning, folks, and may I wish you a very happy Tuesday morning. And I hope and pray that you're doing well this morning. I hope and pray that you are experiencing the blessings of God, and I hope and pray that your day is started off well. And it's certainly my prayer that your day continues to be well and blessed by the hand of God. I want to read something to you. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of a spoiler alert to what we're going to talk about on Wednesday when we gather for our prayer and Bible study. But I was reading and preparing that particular Bible study time, and I was reading the book of Psalms, chapter number 8. Now, I believe I've shared this before, and but it's just so worth our continual sharing. And you've heard me say before, I've said it many times, there's no such thing as the Bible part 2. And the reason is because we have everything that we need in what we have right here. And it's always so wonderful to continue to look at those passages that we know so well. And it's continually wonderful to be looking at those passages that maybe we don't know so well. And there are a lot of times, I bet if you're like me, you've seen a lot of things in your Bible study time, in your personal devotion time, and you said, man, I didn't even know God said that. This is not one of those verses, or at least I hope it isn't, because we hopefully know that the psalmist wrote this under inspiration of God. And it's in Psalm chapter number 8, verse number 3. When I consider thy heavens, the work of thy fingers, the moon and the stars which thou hast ordained. Now, what is the psalmist saying right here? He's saying, when I look into the vastness of your creation, as I look to the beauties of your creation, as I look to the wonders of your creation, if you live in an area where there's not a whole lot of light pollution, you get a chance to see the nighttime sky. And if you're in a place that, as I said, doesn't have a lot of light pollution, and you have the chance to see that, and you see all the stars, and isn't it a wonderful thing to look at that and to just think of God's creation right there? A couple months back, we went to family weekend at Old Dominion with my daughter, and part of that was a presentation from the planetarium there at the school, and it's just awe-striking to know, just to see the creation that God has given us. Now, in the educational world, they'll look at things like that, and they don't necessarily hold to the fact, I'm not going to say the theory, the fact of creation. But Christian, we know that only a powerful and an all-knowing God could create such wonderful beauty. So the psalmist says right there, when I consider thy heavens, the work of thy fingers, the moon and the stars which thou hast ordained. Now let's look at verse number 4. What is man that thou art mindful of him? And the Son of Man that thou visiteth him? What is the psalmist asking right here? He's saying, God, when I look to the beauty and the wonder of your creation, how insignificant I feel. On Sunday, if you remember correctly, we talked about the wonders of heaven, and we talked about some of those things that we may have, or maybe not have seen on this earth. We talked about things that they talk about being paradise, those tropical places, and Hawaii, the Caribbean, places like that. Or if you like to see the great big huge mountains that you find out west and in Alaska and things of that nature. All of it is very beautiful. If you've ever been to the Grand Canyon, you've seen something beautiful. You've been to the Petrified Forest, you've seen something beautiful. And when you consider all of that came from the hand of God, you realize how really insignificant we are. But in saying that here, the psalmist affirms that even we're insignificant when we're put next to all the wonders of creation, God still regards us. God still loves us. God still holds us up in that high regard. So may that encourage us today, that even though we see the wonders of God's creation, and we may say to ourselves, just like the psalmist, when I consider all that, what am I that you would be kind unto me? What am I that you would visit with me? What am I that you would fellowship with me? Take heart that even though there are many things that are of great beauty that God created, understand that He still loves us and we are not insignificant to Him. What a wonderful promise for this Tuesday. And I hope and pray that it gives you encouragement this day. God bless you, love you, and I'll talk to you a little bit later.